Welcome back, lads and lassies. My name's Josh, and here and now we're doing another episode of Darling in the Franxx. This series has been such a ride. I'm gonna call it the Grand Gavas arc, maybe. We just finished that, where basically we just delved into Hiro and Zero Two's relationship. Hiro confessed his love to Zero Two in the most grand way possible. Ichigo helped him out with that. Gordo was the bro, he was the homie, and Zero Two and Hiro have never been stronger. They haven't been more powerful. Like that was the strongest we've seen them do. They took on an army without like taking a second thought, without even like a sweat. They took out an army. Hiro brought Zero Two back from the brink of what do they call it? Stampede mode, I believe. But they saved the day, they succeeded, and then all of a sudden this gigantic hand, like hundreds upon hundreds of feet, like just came out of the ground crevasse, destroyed, I believe it was Plantation 13, or like destroyed the home of Squad 13 at least, just like flattened it. But its fingers were a little separated. It was kind of like this, and just boom. So there was a few houses left. All of Squad 13 survived because they were in the finger, but like the rest of Plantation 13 is kind of gone. And then we have this gigantic mystery also going around with what the heck are the Klaxosaurs? Because I kind of thought they were like machines or aliens. I guess I assumed they might have been either one of those. Or maybe the world was like, maybe there's just like an unexplained thing that just happened in this world. But no, it looks like there might be a mystery that they could be human. Because last episode, they kind of destroyed one of the gems, the pearls that are inside the Klaxosaurs. They didn't destroy it all the way. They destroyed like a quarter of it, and then like this, it looked like a human coated in thick gold just fell out, and it was dead. I hope we get answers to this, but I've been loving the ride. So I just want to see, I want to see more, I want to get more answers. So lads, if you're new to the channel, if you're new to anime reactions on YouTube, sadly, it is a hassle to keep the reaction part on YouTube. Lots of copyright strikes, not claims, strikes, which are the worst. So if you guys want to see the reaction part, go down, choose the best link for you. There's a couple down there in the description below. Come back for the discussion because Darling in the Franxx, man, it's great. It is amazing. So let's just get into this, lads. So we end the episode with more questions. Hiro keeps saying that Zero Two is going to be his forever, or they're going to be together forever, and I feel like he keeps saying that he's just going to jinx himself. There's something underground, or there's something in like the Grand Kavas. Okay, so the intro has, it's not a new intro, but it's new, like new images, new backgrounds, and I'm gonna guess the plot maybe for the next 10 episodes, or like this next back half of the series is going to be some, of course it's going to be something Zero Two, but I feel like, because there's a part in the intro when Hiro hugs her and she goes through him and disappears, so she's becoming unattainable. That could be something to do with the woman that we saw at the bottom of the ground Kavas. But who is she? Could she be another Zero Two? Is she like another experiment? Did they say Zero Two is the... Well, there's not like the 9. So maybe, or like, so there's the 9. So I'm assuming it's 1 through 9, like the top. But maybe it's 2 through 10, and number 1 is the whoever is that at the bottom of the ground Kavas. Have we met? I don't think we've met the number 1, the 001 pilot. So maybe that could be her at the bottom of the Crown Kavas. Because when Hiro said we'll be together forever, Zero Two kind of like there was like a sound that maybe only 02 could hear. Looked off into the distance, and then we went down, and like that smirk, like, So there's something going on with that. I don't even know if 02 knows about it, but maybe she could sense it inside of herself. But other than that, this episode was the breather. I mean, that last episode was super heavy episode with the action, like all these, like the action. It all climaxed at the end, like with the emotions for 02, Hiro, Goro, Ichigo. So this one was a nice breather, but there's still a lot of heavy stuff, like Futoshi having an eating disorder. I wonder if that's him, like, I think it's him purposefully doing it because of his diet, but I wonder if it could also be like the stress, because everyone was saying that they were stressed out, like everyone's getting a fever, except for Hiro and 02, I believe. Everyone's kind of getting like a fever around Futoshi can't eat. That sucks. That sucked to see. Kind of like blew past it though, so I wonder if he's gonna be okay now. Like we're gonna like just touched on that, and then like that's an interesting idea, and we're not gonna handle that anymore, or we're just gonna, or is that gonna be like a thing for his character for the next few episodes? I think it'd be interesting to give him something like that to go through. But great. Miku has gray hair, and it could be because of the stress. You know, it could be like they've been a month without anyone. It's just been them. So that could be like stress going around. I've had some gray hairs actually. I'm only 19, and I've like found, not like profusely, but I found like one strand or two in my hair. So like it could be it, but it's making me have a very bad feeling about the way that 02 found it. Like, could it be like part of the experiments? Like they're trying to see what's going to happen, or could it just be? I hope it's the stress, but I feel like there could be another meaning to it. Ichigo during the bath sequence did not seem very Ichigo-like. She seemed very sad, but that could also be up to the stress. Like probably like everyone's thing was like a little bit down because of the stress, and like that's why everyone's acting out of character. Or not out of character, but like, they're acting a little sadder. But I'm glad that the girls, not only the girls, but like everyone on the squad, they've accepted 02, and I'm really, really happy to see that flashback with Ichigo when Hiro was holding 02's hand. There wasn't any resentment. She just went up to Ichigo, or she went up to 02, put her hand on her cheek, and accepted her into the group finally. Which that was nice to see. I hope that I feel like this show's like doing a really good job at like presenting the relationships, and not like the super corny dramatic ways, like, oh my god, you like him but I like him, so now we're gonna fight over this. It's like Ichigo was able to do what Goro was able to, the first one, you know, admit his feelings to Ichigo, understand that those feelings aren't reciprocated. He's mature about it. He's got my boy. He's the homie. Goro is the homie. He helps Hiro out. He helps Ichigo understand what Hiro's going through. So, and Ichigo doesn't seem to hold any resentment towards 02, as we've seen so far. But man, I'm just so happy that like everyone seemed to accept it. Like even Miku, actually we haven't really had any, like we haven't really had anything like with Miku and 02 like against each other. But like we see Miku like helping her clean her hair, which it's just nice to see that kind of stuff. What I'm trying to like stay on topic with the people, like with our squad, and then go into like the big lore stuff. So give me a second. Okay, so like the last thing I have with the people is Mitsuru and Kokoro, their squad, not the people, like with our squad. So Mitsuru and Kokoro. Mitsuru got a haircut. I guess he admitted kind of that was a little petty with the whole promise that he made with Hiro a long time ago. It's kind of saying like, did I get mad at him because he broke the promise, or did I get mad at him because I was trying to look for a reason to differentiate myself from everyone else? And without that anger, without the resentment, what am I? I love that Kokoro is able to bring out the best in him. I said it. I was like, man, are they going to try and make them a thing? As soon as I said that, I'm a prophet. As soon as I said that, they kissed. Or Kokoro kissed him, and she kind of ran away a little flustered. Which, You know what? Thinking about it, I like the idea, and you could really see them like seeding that, like from the beginning of the season or beginning of the series. You really see that like being seeded, with her kind of being the only person that Mitsuru talks to. Really, like she's kind of his confidant. But I feel bad for Futoshi. I mean, oh my god, all these feelings everywhere. Like he's admitted his love for Kokoro, but Kokoro kind of has a little thing for Mitsuru. So I wonder how that's gonna go over. I feel like that's gonna end up being like the very dramatic thing, like the very like, oh my, how could you? But you know, seeing like it makes sense for those characters. If it was for like like if it was like Hiro, Gordo, and Ichigo, those three would be out of character for them to like squabble. 02, yeah, she'd probably squabble. I mean, she has squabbled. She's literally kicked everyone's butt because Hiro wasn't where she thought he was. So 02 makes sense for her to be like very aggressive towards it. Futoshi is in character, probably very aggressive towards it. But it's very cute, like Kokoro kind of like blushing and running away, like, oh god, what have I done? So I wonder, we'll probably will get more into that. But I'm really enjoying these like character episodes where it's a big breather. I mean, we had so many of these character episodes after episode 6 when they like blew up or when it was the first gigantic Klaxor battle. We had the beach episode, we had the boys versus girls episode, we had the Goro episode, we had the Zorome episode, I believe that was after, and then we got into shoot, was it the Mitsuru episode? Yeah, so we had 5 character episodes in a row, and then episode 12 through 15 was another like arc who was mostly going into Hiro and 02, and that was like a story-driven arc, but very character also. But like those 5 episodes, there's no real story going on. There wasn't really anything driving it, but those were so entertaining to watch. And this one, also very entertaining to watch. Just these characters like going on, living with without their caretakers. I mean, they're getting like food rations, but like their caretakers are gone. They're not getting any word from the outside world. They've all but been abandoned. And I love that like, it's been a month to like they give like that break, and I love that like everyone's kind of like, oh god, what if they just left us behind and they forgot about us? Who said it? I think it was Mitsuru who said it. He's like, ever since I met Squad 9, or ever since Squad 27, I knew that Franxx pilots' lives were very short term in the eyes of Papa. And I love that Hiro was the one that said, but they're not short term for us. Like our lives have meaning for us. So, man, this was a great character episode where we got to see how everyone's doing. Dr. Franxx is saying that he does not want anyone to intervene with the children. Why? What makes them so special? Like, we know what makes Hiro special. Like, they confirmed that he can't, or like he's basically useless because he ingested 02's blood. He also did not get the yellow blood cell injection that everyone else got. So we know like that makes him special. And he needs to be with 02, or he needs to at least be thinking of 02 in order to pilot a Franxx. Like he piloted with Ichigo, but his main drive was to get to 02. So we know what makes him special. 02, obviously, she's half Klaxor. She could be a Klaxor princess, like the elders said, like Papa said. Maybe I don't know what that means, but I'll get to that in a second. But like, so we know what makes those two special. And then I guess everyone else, like Futoshi, Goro, Ichigo, I guess they're all special because they're in the teens? I think they're all in the teens, and that's why they're special. But other than that, I mean, if they're not all in the teens, I don't know what makes all of them special. Or it could just be like they were randomly selected to be part of the test squad. But I don't understand what Dr. Franxx is aiming for by having no one intervene. Is he trying to make them into adults in the sense of like giving them responsibility? You have to cook for yourself. You have to clean after yourself. You have to look after yourself. Because they were like, none of the other Franxx teams have done that. Like they said in this episode, 02's like none of the Franxx teams that she knows have cooked for themselves. They're all or not pampered, or I guess pampered. They're all babied in the sense like everything that they need is done for them. They're looked after. So maybe that's what Dr. Franxx is trying to do. He's trying to like step up their maturing. That could be a thing that he's doing. Like that's like what he could hope for. Like maybe they've never had a Franxx team actually survive long enough to go into adulthood. So maybe he's trying to help them, like by taking them off the field. You're ensuring that first of all, you're ensuring that they're not going to die in the field if they're not on the field, but also by not helping them live on their plantation, you're also ensuring that they're going to grow up to know what responsibility is, how to take care of themselves. So maybe he's trying to play the long game here. He's going to try and wait out for them to actually become adults and have an adult Franxx team. That could be interesting. I don't think we've seen that before. Dr. Franxx said something interesting about Nana. He's like, you've been down this road before. That could be her caring about the children too much, because she is probably the closest thing they have to a mother figure. But it could also be her, like, maybe she was also a Franxx, like a Franxx driver. Maybe. I don't know. Me saying this, me thinking this, I was thinking maybe she was a part of a squad, but me saying it aloud, it kind of sounds more like her objecting to Dr. Franxx's experiments. That kind of makes a little more sense, but who knows? Maybe there's something more with Nana. I kind of touched about the Left Behind stuff, how that stressed everyone out. Alright, now all we have left is... Okay, the fevers, that could be because of the stress, that could be because of the experimentation. I don't know what the fevers could be. Hopefully it's a coincidence. Nothing bad's going to happen to anyone, hopefully. But now we have so much lore to talk about. And it's all like gibberish. Like, the Hirogani construction is almost done. What's that? I don't know. Maybe it's another plantation. The Papa said that they're going to give their final warning to them. There's no need for 2 keys. And then something about the Klaxosaur princess. So I'm assuming he's talking, like, when he said it, I was assuming he was talking about 02 being the Klaxosaur princess. But that could also be the girl in the thing, like in the Grand Cavasse. So maybe the 2 keys is 02 and the girl in the Grand Cavasse. Like, maybe there's no need for 2 keys. It's either going to be 02 or the girl in the Grand Cavasse. Like, those are the ones that are going to live on. Or, like, only one of them can live on. Maybe that's what he means. But I have no idea what that means. I feel, like, again, many questions. Nothing gets answered the way that is satisfying yet. Like, we didn't even touch on the Klaxosaur, like, people are Klaxosaurs. But I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I feel like the girl in the Grand Cavasse could be like a twin of 02, or that's probably 001, like the number 1 pilot. Experiment gone terribly wrong. Maybe she's the first one, like she's the first Klaxosaur. That could be a thing. But the way that they said, give them their final warning, it sounds like they're in a war. It doesn't sound like an Attack on Titan, where the Titans are mindless beasts. You don't give them warnings. You kill them or you be killed. But the fact he said that we're going to give them a final warning, it sounds like they're going to... Like, it sounds like they're in a war. It sounds like someone's waging war on them. Someone's attacking them. There's a brain trust behind the Klaxosaurs, maybe. Or maybe they're not even talking about the Klaxosaurs. Maybe they're in like something else with someone else. I don't know. I'm very curious to have any of these answered. Will it happen next episode? Probably not. It's probably all going to be answered on the finale. Hopefully, I don't have to wait that long for any of these answers. But yeah, lads, I really enjoyed this episode of... I keep slipping into Gurren Lagann. I really enjoyed this episode of Darling in the Franxx. I think it was a great breather. If you enjoyed the reaction, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment down below. What did you like the most about this episode? And I'll be back next week for more Darling in the Franxx, lads.